And we are unmuted with Mario Kart 8 semifinals here at Riptide. My name is Spicy.
And you're joined by Sunset. We have 12 players in the lobby here for a 12 round of races. This will decide our final 6 for the grand finals of the day. Looking at our players here, we have Vertex, LinguineBruh, KingOfLies, Dynamo, P-Merks, U-Turns, Bonkers, LemonE, Echo Semo, Evanator, Castillo, Gizmo, and AP Pepperjack.
A lot of great players here coming out. Some from the MKC scene. You mentioned Bonkers representing U-Turn,
Yeah.
Dynamo representing Dark Matter, LinguineBruh, Bone Dry Dudes, AP has 2 players, so After Party, I think across their 2 teams has some representation. P-Merks representing Max Ambition, but also some other names here. Vertex, not on the team, but is a dominating player in the Ohio land scene and has really been popping off as like basically Ohio's big rep this weekend.
Yeah, this is the person you want to keep your eye on in this lobby.
Yeah, and even then, we saw it in the last semifinals, but the top 6 gets really tight. And
Yeah.
especially across 12 races now, don't be surprised if we see, like, anyone really fight up for there. And, like, by race 4, you probably don't even know who's going to make it play yet.
Yeah, anything can happen, especially in the back 4 races. So it's definitely got to keep your eye on everybody here as we get into the lobby momentarily, it looks like.
Yeah, it looks like we're still waiting on maybe a couple players to get into the room, or at least for the room to start. But yeah, remember, just fighting for a spot in finals. There's so much on the line here. First place still getting $480, second $192, third $115, fourth $76.80, and like this pays out up until 8th place. So like you just fighting for a shot in finals is such a big deal, and even
Yeah.
just having the accomplishment, making finals at Riptide.
That really
when the
makes
big
a name
stage
for
here,
yourself.
It really does, yeah.
Looks like we're having a little bit of difficulty here, but not to worry. We do have TOs for a reason.
Yeah, huge shout out to all of the staff we
Yeah.
have here. Danny Fathom's been running around like crazy, trying to get everything together. Brat and Rookie on the mic as well have been doing so much mank behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Doing so much work. He's gonna jump scare me again with another with one and a half.
Yeah,
Hi Mank.
there he is.
There's Mank. Yeah. Also, yeah, he's just getting a chance to look at our shout out to LinguineBruh, looking right into the camera as he can't see me, but we are looking right at him
Yeah,
as well.
don't worry, we're locking eyes.
Oh, you bet I can see you.
LinguineBruh's so locked in. Just watching the camera. He doesn't even need to listen to what Danny is saying right now.
No,
He probably should be, but
that's okay.
that's how he listens.
Confidence can get you far in places like this, so that's respectable.
Yeah, and I think confidence is going to be such a big thing here. Just to even get into this one, I was talking to a few players about, like, they don't want to pretend that they're, like, shut the Vertex. I don't know exactly what he showed, but oh my gosh, yes.
Looks like we might be possibly in for maps now. Yes, we are. Looks like we're going to get a look here from P-Merks' perspective. Some pretty interesting tracks on the board here. I would love to see Piranha Plant Cove.
We haven't seen Cove yet
No.
either, yeah. So there's a few here we haven't seen yet. Looking at Piranha Plant Cove, Dolphin Shoals, Berlin, I don't think I've seen on stream.
No.
LA. Even Maple, I think, might have been on stream once, but we are going to... Ooh,
Maple Treeway. Okay.
Like this course a lot. Is this a course you would live in? I think this is one of the courses you would
I
live
think
in.
it is. I will refer to the guide momentarily, but I do believe I did rank it I would live there.
Getting a chance here.
Yes, I did.
Nice. And we still get more Funky Kong. I forgot.
Oh,
that
we
Echo
love
Semo
it.
On the Funky Kong. A lot of Yoshi in the room. Makes sense with the meta. KingOfLies, Mario Yoshi bike. Also, bit different there, but I really like a lot of the combinations, and it's really going to make this first item set, and especially this cannon and everything after, really incredible to watch.
Going through the item sets here, looks like a lot of people have shrooms in the mid-pack, which is going to allow them to get up into the top spots here. Meanwhile, KingOfLies is just sitting pretty in first place with a red. Doesn't last for long, does connect onto LemonE, and yeah, they're just going to back up for some better items here. Opts not to use the shrooms, and meanwhile, we're going to look at KingOfLies here, who's in third.
The ground shroom.
Wow,
That.
very good.
Yeah,
Castillo in first.
Castillo in first, yeah, just trailing that banana. KingOfLies in second, and Castillo is set. Whatever you want to play, just getting
Another ground shroom.
That's just everything is lining up for Castillo right now. Doing really well here at Riptide. Hoping to see them capitalize off this momentum, but you have 2 Yoshi bikes in 2-3, and that's something you don't really see every day.
Interesting for Evanator here to not opt for the item set as we get into lap 2, so they're going to burn that shroom and be pretty defenseless. Meanwhile, first and second are both trailing defense items, so it really is anyone's game.
Oh, and KingOfLies has that red. I don't know what Evanator has, but I think Evanator at least has
Another
has
red.
A red that is helpful there. And look at these ground shrooms. Everyone on this screen has been able to get this.
Oh, here we go.
LinguineBruh now has that with the Mr. Scooby pack. Throws the blue shell up, and all eyes are on what does Evanator have here. I noticed that the no ground shrooms. KingOfLies now is in first place. Has a shroom as well, and this is going to make this lap 3 when we eventually get to it. Really interesting to watch Castillo not able to green because it gets ghosted.
Unfortunate for Castillo here. However, the item set is right in front of him. Does have to dodge the nano here from KingOfLies, and yep, pulls another shroom. However, Vertex comes out of nowhere, just kind of scooting his way in on Cat Cruiser with the red shell, hoping to do some damage. Dynamo hot on their tail as well in 4th place, a name we have not seen in the front of the pack yet. Going into lap 3 here, does burn the shroom, has to avoid the trail, and does get a little bit delayed on the grass here, sending him back to 6th place.
Oh, and here we are in this cannon. Dynamo has multiple shrooms to work with here. Not a lot of shortcuts to take, though. Pepperjack trying to make a huge influence here with that item. Throws up.
Oh!
What awareness here. I wonder what Vertex has up there, or if Vertex just gets hit.
Vertex did have a
Vertex
shroom.
had a shroom.
Yeah.
So that makes it great here as Vertex is in first. Echo Simo in 3rd. Vertex is in 2nd right now, actually.
It does get redded as well.
Oh, and now LemonE comes out of nowhere, gets 2.
This room is insanely close, y'all. No one is safe here, even first place, as we get into the last item set here. Cycling
fire.
for Fire Flower is going to be good here. Oh, does hit LemonE
the
off of the
glider.
glider. That is tragic. However, it does allow a lot of people to sneak in forward, including U-turns Bonkers, and that's going to get a top 3 that I don't think people really expected going into this race.
It's a very surprising one.
Oh, wow, Stingray came out of nowhere.
That would be Echo.
Echo,
Yeah,
just kidding.
Stingray.
Stingray's not in
I
here.
realized now, like, wait, Stingray was in the last qualifier, or last semis, but that was an insane race.
Oh, absolutely.
So much changed up, and, like, players you would expect to be, like, really high up, like LinguineBruh, Dynamo, P-Merks are in the back. So I guess it's 12 races, a lot of stuff to go, but that race one show a lot.
That can show a lot of dynamics that are coming into the second race here. Like, that's pretty good. Like, it shook up some spots. Looking like we're going to cycle for our track here in a second. Getting a look at our players here. Everybody's very locked in. That's kind of awesome.
Very locked
Except
in.
P-Merks.
P-Merks just having a time of his life right
Gotta
now.
respect it.
Love to see that, though. Just trying to get them into a pool and
High roll.
circuit.
Okay.
Okay, love to see this track. Very strong in the top spots.
Yeah.
So, very common track. And at this level, you really start to see players who really know how to run this track. And from there, it's a lot of the factors just comes down to how well can you drive.
Yeah, we're gonna definitely see people get put to the test here. Starting up. No burns, nice.
Yeah, we love to see that. People just know that timing at this point
Yeah.
here. And you'll still see a few hiccups, but now, who's going to be able to shroom up? A lot of mushrooms just got pulled, and I think that the pack kind of changes up a little bit, but a lot of people also off the hold. I think I saw KingOfLies still in first place, and Gizmo now in second, Echo in third, a lot, and the pack is kind of just real close right here. Let's see how this section especially, what happens here?
Looks like a lot of people opting to not go through the middle here in the Triforce room, rather getting ready to take the shroomless cut. Castillo does have a shroom to burn if needed, and he does indeed do that, getting him into second place with a trailing Nana. KingOfLies at first, very comfortably so, going into lap 2.
Oh, beautiful again, getting it out. Oh, look at all these greens in this mid pack, and now we see Bonkers in third place, getting red shelled. It looks like sadly, but Gizmo in fourth, Pepperjack in third, Castillo 2, KingOfLies still in first place.
This is a very interesting front of the pack here. Items are starting to distribute out a little more unevenly here. Pepperjack in third. Very good showing for them compared to the last race. Does get a trail. Oh, shot does come out, but I think it was neutral. Nobody had a dodge on the board.
Yeah, no one dodged on the board, and I think that's early enough for people in the front to still recover, to be able to take this shroomless shortcut. And if not, Castillo getting flattened in the process. Pepperjack barely missing this miss. So Gizmo is now in first, it looks like. LinguineBruh comes out of nowhere in a second, and now KingOfLies in third. This pack is close. Just look at that distance. It's very tight.
KingOfLies coming back for his throne as he connects up Red Shell to get in his second. Cycles the coin, and yeah, pulls a shroom. That's exactly what he wants. Has to dodge this green here. And wow, LinguineBruh comes out of nowhere with a star. Gotta be careful with what we're going here on to the fire. Oh, the fire doesn't connect.
Oh, and this is close. This last set, Vertex also coming up out of nowhere now, having multiple shrooms in play. I don't know what the items are going in this pack, but you look at how close the mini-map is here. LinguineBruh is going to be in second place. It's going to opt to shroom up here. Now has no defense and is trying to be really close here. Gizmo in third, Vertex second. And it looks like KingOfLies actually made him. Whoa, what a close pack there.
That was a very intense ending here. Everybody just kind of shuffling back and forth quickly. LinguineBruh coming out on top. Vertex second. KingOfLies third. Still in a comfortable position here, but now we have a tie for second and fourth and eighth.
A lot of ties.
Yeah.
And it's only race 2. And that's the fun thing here. We got 10 races left. A lot of stuff that still happened. I'm looking at this map, or at the results from what that we just saw.
Yeah.
A lot of players that we expected to maybe have a bounce back still haven't had it yet, but there's a lot of time.
There's still time, so hold your breath if you're rooting for those at home. However, this is looking pretty strong for KingOfLies.
Yeah, KingOfLies looking real good. Vertex still looking good.
Yeah.
LinguineBruh looking very good as well. Some interesting picks that I have seen here, so...
Oh, here we go. Cycling for our map here. Looks like we're going to Wee Rainbow Road.
Been seeing this a lot this weekend so far.
I saw this one too in my set, and I was just thrilled. I did get chalk on it though, so anything's possible.
I remember, so the fun thing about Wee Rainbow Road, or the unfun thing, is how long this track is. You will see 2 to 3 blue shells pretty commonly. You will see multiple shots in play, but it's also such a great way to just maximize your driving on here and really just get ahead of everyone else. Just seeing this opening, I said, P-Merks in 7th already with bananas in play. That is insane. As well as the drafts in this opening mid-path just devolves as Gizmo trailing really close here. LinguineBruh in first up. P-Merks now drafting all the way into second.
Excellent showing for P-Merks here. It's going to have to dot. Yep, takes the defense out of LinguineBruh's hand here and is going to go for the strat here. Yes, perfect dismount. However, looks like a Daisy player comes out of the wing here, and it's pretty much anyone's game going into the cannon section.
Yeah, Evanator now moving up into third, but watch as the mid-pack starts to evolve, and wow, what have we just been witnessing so far? Evanator's fighting real close for that second spot with P-Merks still in first. A lot of stuff still bound to happen here on Wee Rainbow Road. Just watching as this item 7, LinguineBruh is set really well, and that could be really scary for anyone behind him. Especially with that red being thrown.
Yeah, and here comes the bomb. Does not connect on anything, but it does give him enough distance to start breaking away here. However, second place, P-Merks does have some items that can start shaking the pack up here. Opts not to trail. Probably a good move here. We also see Bonkers now with a Ghost in 6. That could shake some stuff up too. Cycles for an item and pulls something that's all right for second place. Could do some damage, and here comes this bomb, and it does not connect. Ghost takes the red here, and we see the rarest item in the game on the field as Echo uses a blooper.
Echo had one of the most insane item pulls I've ever seen. We saw a blooper and blue shell in pack now. I wonder if that blue shell when it's going to be thrown, because right now in first place, they're kind of just getting away. LinguineBruh is looking to be pretty solid here. There's the blue shell. P-Merks has 2 reds. I don't know what the option is going to be until we see what happens on this minimap. There's no defense here. But now it all depends. LinguineBruh has one form of defense, only one there. And look where P-Merks is right there in first place now.
Beautiful move from P-Merks here, opting to hold on to his defense item instead of burning it here, and that's going to allow him to get into first place and start getting a little bit of a lead here. As LinguineBruh hot on his tail, chains in his head, keeps a double defense. That is exactly what he needs. Another bomb on the field. Insanity here. LinguineBruh right on his tail, and they keep switching back and forth. Ghost does take the item. P-Merks opts for the strat, and LinguineBruh does not, and that might spell some trouble for him here.
Yeah, we're waiting here, and I'm still waiting for a potential shot.
Here we go.
That potential, and watch for this screen.
Dodges on board as well.
Dodging here, a lot of people in dodge. I'm looking at Dynamo right now in 5th place. Dynamo dodges, and I wanted to mention one thing. Bonkers also dodged. We have Dynamo up here now. That's exactly what Dynamo's been looking for. Bonkers also getting that dodge is huge. And now here comes the Shroom. Is Dynamo going to be able to pull off something crazy here? Maybe steal a couple extra spots? Not necessarily, but they get 4th, and that's exactly what they need here.
Absolutely safe here. Gorgeous play from Dynamo. Bonkers also dodging, getting up into 5th place. That's going to start shaking the ranks up, especially with our ties here. Tie for 4th with Echo and Bonkers now, and tie for last as well.
That was insane, just seeing all the stuff that happened there, because, like, if you just take a look at what we have standings-wise.
Oh, yeah. There's also a tie for 7th.
Yes.
A lot of ties on the board.
And look at the distance between 3rd and 6th. It's a 2-point difference
Oh
between
my
those
gosh,
two.
yeah.
LinguineBruh and KingOfLies running away. They're really close with each other, but even then, even 11th place is only like 7 points, and that's nothing when there's like 9 races left.
Yeah, the distribution is in everybody's favor right now. As long as KingOfLies can lock in first place, everybody else is going to be kind of fighting for those back 5 spots.
Yes. This is fun. It's so cool game to see all this stuff here, and it's so great, especially seeing the dynamics of how these players interact with each other.
Oh,
and Mount Wario.
New track just
I
dropped.
don't think we've seen it here, but Mount Wario has a history in US Mario Kart lands. This is a dramatic course. You typically see this in finals for some reason. And like this is gonna be something great here. I don't know when, but I feel like this might be a whiteboard moment.
This definitely could
it
call
could
for
be
the
a
whiteboard,
moment.
so be on the edge of your seat,
the
folks.
tree section.
Oh, yeah, get ready. Looks like we're starting up here. And we have 1 person burnout. Unfortunate, however, that does allow LinguineBruh to get into first place here. Getting a first place box. Does almost get trailed, but is smart enough to pump the brakes here. Does like Bonkers in a second place with a Shroom, but everybody's pretty hot on each other's tail. P-Merks opting for coins here, probably a smart move. Also has the red in hand. Pepperjack sneaking up into 6th place here.
Yeah, and you're watching now, just seeing who's going to be able to move up in these spots here. LemonE in a good situation, gets into double box as well. Is able to get this item, and how Triple Nance is so devious in this pack, especially coming up into lap 2, which is going to be scary. We'll get that trail though.
Oh, it
and
does
LemonE
connect.
does get hit out, and that is a rough as they fall into like the back 4. But it actually hits out Dynamo, I think, in the process too.
It does, yeah. We see Bonkers get screened, which is a little unfortunate. However, Castillo only has a Nana, so as long as he stays a bit further away, he can get some damage done here. We're going to see if anybody opts for the Nisk here with the trees going into the glider. Looking like... No, not really feeling it. No, just kidding.
No.
Bonkers goes for it and gets punished. Unfortunate. Pepperjack rocketing up into 2nd place with his plant. And now the trees are going to start claiming some kills here as we try to bob and weave our way through them. Pepperjack having to take unoptimal lines. It does get 95 when allowing KingOfLies to just sneak right in to go into section 3 of the track. And it really is anyone's game here. A shock on the field could totally change the outcome for all involved.
And watch that mid pack. Look how close it is between last and first place at this point. LinguineBruh in first for a bit. KingOfLies in second with a great set of items right here. And we're going to play it aggressively. I don't know if we're going to see a blue shell play. I don't know if we're going to see a shock. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen soon. People are going to be holding and popping their dodges at any given moment. Now you see a lot of triple reds into play. You see a lot of triple items, a lot of dodges getting ready to be popped. And there's the one ghost in play. Bonkers now trying to move up into the top 5. And does what Bonkers does. Dodge fire in the sections here. And
Just barely avoids it.
place. Wow.
Excellent finish for Bonkers here, getting into 5th place. However, KingOfLies just showing how dominant he is, getting first. Vertex second, Castillo in 3rd. And it looks like we have a tie for 9th place now between Evanator and Pepperjack.
So one thing I do want to point out is Pepperjack's placement.
Yes.
A lot of that was kind of at the result of the tree section right here. So the tree section here this is where Pepperjack was eventually. He had the piranha plant, and then eventually around this one, triple greens. And you see this happen, but then there's this tree. This tree, the one that caused the 90, and then KingOfLies moves up into those top
Excellent
spots.
play there.
A lot of it's how chaotic Mount Wario really is. And especially that lap 2 will end your race.
Yeah,
if
that
you
can
just
make or
have a
break
bad
everything,
section.
and we did see that kind of happen to Pepperjack a bit there. Does recover it ultimately, but he's going to start needing to moving up more spots if he wants to get a fight in here for top 6. Looks like, yes!
Plant.
We have Piranha Plant Cove here.
Yes.
This is a favorite of mine, I must say. I enjoy this one a lot.
I love watching Piranha Plant Cove for sure. That's one of my favorite things to watch, especially for those who don't know this track. It's so fun because like you'll see so many big shortcuts in lap 1, and they're just gonna like nerd out and geek out over it. But it's gonna be so fun to watch here because like you have to know these at this point, or else you're gonna fall so far behind.
Yeah, it really is a race decider. If you haven't practiced this, then it shows. You're not really gonna be able to do anything even if you start pulling some more powerful items. It's just so long. Looking like Bonkers here in 3rd place. Yup, gets the excellent coral strat here, hopping through the sand and getting into a nice 4th place. Gizmo in 2nd with some good items, as well as Castillo in 1st. Does block the Nana here, and now we're going into the first glider section, just trying to get some results here.
Yes, and up ahead, you're going to see another big shortcut. Assuming players don't get hit out at this point, players are going to drift off here at this ramp, and then they're just gonna go around this
We
rock.
see Castillo going for it, yeah.
Yes, and a couple players also do so, and you see, I think that was P-Merks as the red Yoshi. One of the red Yoshis just fighting. Maybe a green out there. It's a rough Pepperjack now with triple greens once again, trying to cause some chaos. There goes for the play against the ricocheted bounce, knowing the geometry of the track very well.
Gorgeous connect there. And meanwhile, we're going to look at KingOfLies here, who has a lot of offensive items that could do some damage to the people in the front of the pack. LemonE in third, Gizmo in second. Looks like a black Yoshi player in first as well. Gonna pull some more powerful items here as everybody starts spreading out a bit more. And now we're gonna see another opportunity for a big shortcut here, but you do have to dodge around the boxes for it. Castillo, though, sitting pretty here in first place. There's not much that can happen to really dethrone him unless a shock comes by. And, well, maybe we'll get lucky. Who knows?
Yeah, I think there's gonna be players in the back really going for it, or at least playing around it, knowing that we still haven't seen it. But on this track, it's really prevalent at times. Gizmo, double defense here, is probably just trying to play safe. You don't need to get a first place. He was playing strong here. Pepperjack don't have blue, so.
Here comes a blue shell from Pepperjack here. Gizmo in second, hot on the tail of Castillo, however. It looks like we're going to see, he does dodge just in the nick of time, cycling for that coin to get the horn out, and that is it pretty much. Unless Gizmo lands an impressive nano snipe, that might be Castillo sailing his way into first place, showing off his prominence here on the course. However,
for second though,
he does have two shrooms, but gorgeous from LemonE.
Yes.
Just barely dodging the nano and the rocks for a good second place finish here.
Yeah, that was an insane finish overall. Just see how this lines up, and some interesting names also starting to move up into the standings. 6th and 7th are really close as well. The 6th and 9th are insanely
Another tie for last
close.
place as well.
This is insanely close.
Dynamo in last place, tying for last place, is very not expected.
But Dynamo's also only 9 points away from 6th.
Yeah.
That is so crazy. And like, some names here I'm really interested to see. Gizmo, for those who don't know, because it was off stream, Gizmo had to win a tiebreaker just to be in the semis.
Oh, okay.
He had a really clutch last set of races, and then fought a Daisy Cruiser tiebreaker, landed an insane snipe in the process, and it was able to move on up there. So now we're seeing all these players really fighting for these spots.
Yeah.
And now we're getting into the point where you are starting to understand the win conditions here, because look, there's a lot of players you would expect to be up there.
I got a spoiler. Looks like we're headed to Twisted Mansion, another track that we have not really seen today.
Another divisive track, to say the least. There are certain players who absolutely love this track. I was one of them at one point.
You're saying you don't love it?
I like it a lot now. It went from like A tier to like high B on my track to 0 sports. I think a lot of it for me is how often I play it in 6v6.
That's very fair.
But like this will always have a soft spot in my like heart because I used to spend a lot of time on this track.
All right, looks like we're getting started here. Castillo keeping their first place. However, there are a lot of shrooms on the track, so they're going to have to be a little bit more defensive here, opting to hold onto the green, Meanwhile, KingOfLies here, right on LemonE's tail, as everybody is just scrunched together despite the shroom usage here. Opting to go on the side with LemonE, and does trail him gorgeously here, collecting more coins to get faster. And now we're going to cycle for the double here. Almost gets hit by the green from Vertex, but it does not connect.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see how these developments come through, especially with the mushroom plays here. You have this big cut up ahead, which Dynamo will demonstrate for us now, and the library shortcut as well. The after-party members in the audience, we know that they refer to this cut as using your library card.
Oh, that is gorgeous.
And now LinguineBruh just gotta use it as crazy 8 with a star and move on up into 4th place. And in double as well, it has a couple of shrooms, and oh, what a lot. Wow.
Very good plays here from LinguineBruh. However, there are people right on their tail as Bonkers slips into 4th place. Both of them have shrooms, so they're at a bit of an impasse here.
LinguineBruh using UMT glider. It opts to not take set, but it gives you so much speed in the process. Vertex in first, KingOfLies second, and now, or KingOfLies in third. Castillo actually moved on up there as well. No one has shrooms at this point, and look at that green. Is it gonna connect? It does not. But Evanator maybe gonna try to pull something here in 6th place. Has triple shrooms, and great items at the hat at this point here, especially because Shock is definitely in play at some point.
Yep, it could really be anyone's game here if Shock does come out on the field. However, Evanator chooses not to cycle his items, keeping the triple nanas. It does pull something powerful in pocket. Could start jigging up the front of the pack here. Bonkers, Castillo, and a couple of others in the pack. Vertex shooting up, and This is not what we need to see here. KingOfLies holding onto this shroom for the ending cut. Bonkers having the same idea, as does Vertex. LinguineBruh might get beat out here if he can't use some expert driving skills, and...
Oh, LinguineBruh getting hit on the Vertex stealing first place and KingOfLies taking over second. You hate to see those things happen, but that's how the game goes sometimes. Bonkers also getting a third, and Gizmo is in 6th place now on that bubble spot.
Yeah, that was a gorgeous showing, especially for Vertex there. Slipping into first place with that trail. That is not something that happens every day.
It does not happen every day. And you see, the trailing in this lobby especially has been
just
amazing.
On point.
I remember seeing in lap 1, KingOfLies just weaves in front of another player, trailing an item, and does connect on that. And that is not easy to do. To anticipate the line of the person you're trying to trail out from behind you as well. That's insane.
Looks like we're getting ready to choose our next map here.
Some interesting options from what I can tell. I don't know if we're going there yet.
Let's see. We are going to Wild Woods here.
Now, this is one of my favorite tracks ever.
I
spent
agree.
so much time on Wild Woods. This is... Oh, I love Wild Woods so much. I'm so excited to get into this. Another track where... if you know how to play it, you just run away on this so much. And there's a cool shortcut you can do without a mushroom. You can also do some cool things like riding a rail, slipping behind a barrel. Wild Woods is such a great front-heavy course that you're going to watch people just, if they're good at driving, they will run away on here. And players like Vertex especially, this is a track that they would probably just do really well in, assuming they don't get hit out by an item, especially that trail from KingOfLies in the top left corner. Wow.
Oh, LinguineBruh does have a bit of a line fail going out here, and that allows Bonkers to slip into 3rd place. Echo trailing in 1, and P-Merks coming out of nowhere for 2. Dynamo hot on their trail as they go into the next set here. There's not a lot of coins on Wild Woods, so it's going to be important to try and use the river section to get your coin count up. And it looks like we're going to see people with some trail items.
Oh, and look at how many people got hit out in the process, too.
Insane.
That was insane. I saw Vertex get out. I saw Dynamo get hit, too. Gizmo and a bunch of other players just in the back, though, having to recover. But look at the distribution and the items that we're going to be seeing here, because that pack is kind of close still, and there's a lot that can still happen here. While Bonkers is in first, KingOfLies are right behind in 2.
This really is anyone's game as we come into the glider section here, cycling for items, trying to get those shrooms that they so desperately need if they don't know the Nisk strat here. We do see a Rang on the field, though, and that can start doing a lot of damage depending on which direction it goes.
Bomb
as well does connect on the Echo, but then LemonE gets hit by a red, and now that allows Pepperjack and Co to just kind of slip in here. However, Bonkers and KingOfLies are just kind of strolling their way into 1st and 2nd. There is starting to be a gap in the item distribution here, and that could spell some trouble.
Yeah, Bonkers just has to hold it down here, but look what's in 2nd place. And that's, and KingOfLies used to have a mushroom too. Yeah, KingOfLies used to have a mushroom and now doesn't have it anymore. And then Bonkers getting hit out. Multiple players get hit on the process. Pepperjack is in 1st place with a bomb. And it hits, I think, someone there. And now he has no items, but there is a double box coming up, but never mind. Rachel's going to connect onto that. KingOfLies once again finds himself in the 1st place.
Pepperjack, always the bridesmaid, never the bride, as he gets sent to the back of the pack. So unfortunate, however, Bonkers is going to be in 2nd place here with some green-red. This could spell some trouble here, depending on what KingOfLies goes for. Opts not to use the strategy, however, does unfortunate. Does get 2nd place here. Allows P-Merks, I believe, to slip into 3rd.
P-Merks or Gizmo.
Yeah, one of the two. Oh, it's Gizmo. That's perfect for him.
Yeah, Gizmo wanted that as well with some great stuff. There's some separation between 6th and 7th right now is really good. 2nd place, 7th place has a tie right now at 41. There is 8 points right now for Team 6 and 7, but we've been talking about it. There's some time still. Don't be surprised if you see players like P-Merks or LemonE move up.
Yeah.
Dynamo needs 1 race.
Yep.
And he will start screaming. And then when he starts screaming, he will start winning. At least that's the Dynamo game plan as far as I recognize. I was talking to him the entire last semifinals. And I'm pretty sure once I start hearing him yell, he's going to start doing well. But we don't know when that'll happen. But look,
folks in the menu, keep your ear open.
KingOfLies is
oh my gosh, yeah. KingOfLies pretty much sitting pretty here. Everybody fighting for 3 through 5, 6, 7, and a little bit, honestly, 9 is still in it as well. This could be anyone's game here, but Pepperjack and Evanator have got to start pulling some crazy moves here if they want to get into the pack. It looks like, oh, I see a bad track on here. That is a little disappointing here as we cycle for our next map.
If I see that pick, I don't even know.
I guess it happens to the best of us, but it looks like we are headed to Daisy Cruiser here. This is another front-running heavy track, so we could see KingOfLies take it away.
Yeah, another course where driving is just pivotal. You really just want to be good at driving here. You don't want to get hit out. That's if you just maintain a lead, whether it be avoiding the Goomba in the pool, avoiding the tables on lap 1, you are sitting pretty as long as you just don't get hit out.
Getting started here. Looks like one person burned out, excuse me. We also see a switch on to Kamek Teddy Buggy, which is honestly kind of awesome. Pepperjack does get screened. Unfortunate, however, Bonkers is sitting pretty in first place as everybody tries to draft off each other in this first turn here.
Oh, in this table section, watch as these tables move. LinguineBruh is actually going to, and a few other players are going to be so fast to just go past it, which is really helpful for them right now, as LinguineBruh is in a really great situation. In first place, able to chain these mini turbos and to get their point count up, as well as having a good item to dodge a potential blue shell. Watch as all these items and all these trails are in play now. You have to do your best just to stay alive, and I like the idea of going left now, just to stay alive.
Yeah, very good move here as we get into lap 2, cycling for items, and yep, the trail connects for Bonkers. That is perfect for him. However, he does leave himself defensive, so that could spell a little trouble as LemonE is in third with some powerful items here. Cycling, if he gets cycled fast enough to get a defense here, excuse me, that could spell some protection here. Meanwhile, KingOfLies coming out of nowhere with triple greens, a red skip. That is a good news for Bonkers. And now we're going to see a little bit happen here as a blue shell is out on the field.
Yes, I'm targeting LinguineBruh, yes.
Yeah, LinguineBruh is not safe anymore, depending on what he has. And
he's
okay, just kidding. He's
kept that mushroom since like lap 1. That is insane. He's been able to just dominate from the driving aspect, and we talked about it. If you just drive this course well, you are going to win. He is not going to have any defense here, but Bonkers only has a green at this point, and the blooper with this track is actually kind of DPS, so he's right, just fighting for second, but Vertex is right behind as well. It's a fight for second. It's really close. There's a bullet bill coming up in play as well, and this now 2 bullet bills. KingOfLies, Vertex hit up, and watch as this happens here. Bonkers gonna be able to hold on a second. KingOfLies on third. Dynamo getting a much needed, I think, 4th or 5th place too. Wow.
This was such a shakeup here. LinguineBruh just playing 5D chess, holding onto that shroom, gets him into 72 points. Still another 20 points between KingOfLies and LinguineBruh, but this is pretty darn good. Excuse me. Our top 3 right now.
Oh, okay. The big thing for all that reaction right now is that 6, 7, 8, 9 are 4 points away from each other.
That could spell some trouble.
Dynamo's also only within 7 now.
Yeah. So it's still anyone's game fighting for that last position. 3, 4, and 5 are also pretty close to each other too. So it's anyone's game here besides KingOfLies, who is taking the throne once again. But we kind of expected him to do that. So
yeah, KingOfLies has been running away right now. LinguineBruh, ever so the fan favorite. You can tell he was locked in earlier right now.
Oh, I wish I saw please something.
I saw please something my something.
If we're lucky, we'll see it again, but that's fine.
Oh, the camera
Mushroom
just runs
Gorge.
away.
Perfect timing from our staff here. This could spell some trouble for our inward friends.
Then there's multiple of them in this
room
too. I will say, I saw some players time trialing this, specifically knowing that this is going to be a track that will likely be played. So, and here it is. We're in the last GP now. 4 races left. This course defined by super bounces and defined by that last shortcut, as we see Gizmo already going, I need some coins. We're already going to be at 8 coins. We're going to play from the back. It doesn't matter until lap 3 anyway.
This is a very chaotic start here for Gizmo, but hopefully it pans out. Meanwhile, KingOfLies opting to go for the extra coins. Similar strategy to Gizmo as he gets up into 5th place here, cycling for boxes and gets that shroom he definitely needs. Beautiful trail here. Pepperjack in 3rd, Bonkers 2nd, and it looks like LinguineBruh is in 1st here. Gonna kind of shake the pack up depending on who can take this cut, which is kind of difficult on inward. So yeah, KingOfLies is gonna opt to hold on to that shroom and use it elsewhere, and that gets him into 3rd place here with another trail. This gets spell trouble for Bonkers. Meanwhile, LinguineBruh just kind of strolling his way through 1st place.
Yeah, you can see him just like, super bounce, trick off there. It's just clinical driving at this point. KingOfLies, though, to be in 2nd place on bike is really hard, especially on this track. And now, oh my gosh, Bonkers 2 sets of triple items, and those triple reds just be gone, though. And look at all these items, all these dodges in play. I'm wondering, it might be in play soon, especially with the distance that LinguineBruh has. Look at that breakaway.
There were also 2 bills on the field for a few moments there. If we see 3rd one, also, oh my, P-Merks smuggling something absolutely nefarious up into 4th place here. Could really do some damage to LinguineBruh's run.
Oh, and
has to use it to recover, but that's unfortunate. Fire coming out from KingOfLies does not connect onto P-Merks. but that does not mean it's
Whoa.
out of it yet.
Whoa.
Crazy
Okay, it's probably
pull here. Yeah, here it is.
And the question is, this section especially, a lot of people are going to be messed up here. And look at how
Dodges
many people
across
dodge.
the board.
P-Merks dodges in second place.
This
And
is
that's
huge.
exactly what he needs, too. Especially because Gizmo was in the back. LinguineBruh is going to win. P-Merks getting second. Competitive Mario
Gorgeous.
Party is up on top right now.
Beautiful finish for P-Merks here, just reading the room and knowing exactly when to pop that dodge, gets him into a nice second place position. This could see him hop up quite a few spots here as we take a look at our standings. Oh,
wow.
yeah, that's perfect. Gets P-Merks right into a sitting pretty sixth place position by 1 single point.
With 3 races left
Yeah.
to go. That is crazy here. So it feels like top 5, not exactly safe, but they feel a bit safer. But
It's
now,
really 6th place that we're keeping our eye on because it is still tight between 6, honestly 6 and 8, 6, 7, and the tie for 8th place. Could
Yes,
really,
it
anybody can
was.
just squeak in there depending on what course is chosen. I see another sad course on thing.
I can only see so much from here, but the sad thing is I think I know what you mean.
Yeah.
There's
know
a
what?
few options there that we have yet to see today.
I'd like to see Grumble Volcano.
I would like to see Bonkers.
That would be kind of awesome.
That was off, I know that was played off stream earlier.
Yeah.
P-Merks played it. I remember that. He ran away on it. So
Yeah, that could be the
What a
breakaway
beat
that he
back,
desperately needs. Cycling for our track here. Oh no. Okay, one off.
Okay.
Sighs of
That
relief
was
go
a bit
throughout
close.
the crowd
It wasn't even race
as we
12.
go to Athens Dash here.
I do want a quick shout out. KingOfLies is on 102 after 9, I
Wow.
believe. There's still 3 races left. And Grant, at this point, you don't need to win your semis, but to do so with go into finals with momentum has got to be big.
Getting started here. Lots of energy in the room from the Smash crowd. We'd love to see it. Meanwhile, it looks like nobody really burns out, and LinguineBruh is going to take an early first place here. Excuse me. Looks like a lot of people are kind of scrunched up with each other. Depending on who pulls shrooms, this could be a little catastrophic. LinguineBruh opting to drop the mana here does immediately cycle his coin. And now it looks like a lot of people are going to, try for cuts here. Bonkers does get hit, unfortunate. And Gizmo does take the Nisk to get into second place. Very good showing here. P-Merks in 4th. KingOfLies right behind Gizmo as well. Both having shrooms here. This could spell a little bit of trouble as Pepperjack just kind of comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, Pepperjack needs something here. Whether maybe they're just trying to play spoiler at this point too, and really just mess up someone's race. And that bomb goes
Where is
forward.
that going? Oh, away.
Oh, and hitting the Yoshis instead in the trees. But instead now, look at this now. Dynamo
Already a blue on
needs
the
this
field.
as well as 2. LinguineBruh in first, getting booed out. Dynamo in second, and KingOfLies. LinguineBruh, I think, maybe.
Oh, he dodged.
Yeah, let's go. That's exactly what you want to see for LinguineBruh.
Oh, jeez.
Wow, a lot of stuff happening right now. But KO, KingOfLies, and LinguineBruh top 2. Bonkers, and Dynamo, I think, close behind. Dynamo in 3rd right now, and still close behind.
Going into lap 3 already. This could be anyone's game depending on what gets picked at the back of the pack. Red Shield does connect on P-Merks to get in 5th
P-Merks.
place, but does get trailed by a star. Unfortunately, can only take a single here. Does getting red, but that might not be enough here as Bonkers and Vertex in front of him have stars on the field. This could be anyone's game as we get into the final.
the
Let him set the
horn.
horn goes off. Beautiful finish here. Bonkers in a very good position here. However, first place does have a bomb, so depending on when that drops, that could spell trouble.
Yeah, there's so many things. Do you want to just play it safe here? Bonkers is going to go a lot of distance, but there's no red. There's a red shield coming his way. Vertex is going to be moving up in second. KingOfLies in the 3rd, but that bomb is on the left side, waiting on that map to see where it happens, and it hits out Vertex and KingOfLies, and Dynamo's going to move up, and you hear the crowd roaring because their boy is going up in the points. What a sequence of events!
Beautiful showing for Dynamo here as well.
Oh,
Echo
no.
getting into 3rd and Pepperjack into 4th. We have a tie for 7th, and 6th is only 1 point away. Everything is uncertain as we go here. Our top 5 is pretty much confirmed unless Castillo drops out.
Dynamo
but
is now within 3.
this
There's-
is what he needed.
Belts.
Yeah.
So, like, that was insane. And now we are shaping up for the last 2 races.
Yeah,
Are
this,
very
like,
dramatic.
usually you could tell who's going to pull away here, but we've got like 3 or 4 people who could very easily dominate depending on what track is chosen and whether their cart is well suited for it.
And it's so crazy because, like, these 4 players all really deserve to be in finals.
Yeah, but
It's-
there's only one spot left.
Yeah,
and-
1 spot. That is insane.
Yeah.
Also, LinguineBruh is now only 3 behind KingOfLies.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened, but
LinguineBruh's been popping off, and that bomb.
That-
bomb
yep.
on the left side. Had
That'll
I
do
had
it.
more time, that would have been a whiteboard moment. Oh, Ninja
Ninja
Hideaway.
Hideaway. This is a very decisive track. I know some folks in the crowd who are absolutely adore this track. That I am not one of them.
I have strongly mixed feelings about this track. I like it when I'm good at it, and then I get hit out, and I'm like, what am I doing?
Exactly.
But Echo is a Mario pipe right now. That's the third combo, I think, today.
Yes.
This round. There's a lot of red. A lot of red.
Yes. Playing a little bit of mind games here as we get into 10th place. Meanwhile, it looks like Pepperjack is going to get into a comfortable...
Oh, we're going for Shuma's cut? Oh.
I was going to say comfortable, but it looks like he gets rocketed back into 10th here. Not what he's looking for. Meanwhile, Gizmo is sitting pretty in 7th place with a lot of defensive items. Everybody's pretty scrunched up, and yeah, Ryan goes out and just causes some absolute chaos here as Gizmo gets sent back into to 9th place. Looks like it's really anybody's game here. A lot of items not on the board yet. Ooh, this could be well for P-Merks, depending on when he chooses to let this rip here. Going into lap 2, he's sitting in a good position. Yep, does let that go. LemonE, though.
In first place with the Shroom. Now, the option is, do you take the Shroom cuts? Vertex has the Shroom right behind him, too, as well. And now Fire from Pepperjack trying to play spoiler here. P-Merks also going for cut. It looks like no one opted to take cuts. So everyone's taking the Shroom cuts or had a pop waiting for someone else to open it for them. And now it's going to change up the standings a little bit here, as a lot of stuff has happened now.
Going into the next item set here, it looks like a lot of people are pulling more defensive items. Fire on the field as well as Triple Nanas. However, KingOfLies is going to start shaking the pack up. Looks like if he doesn't start running soon, though, this could spell trouble here as LinguineBruh is hot on his tail. LemonE in first place, but sitting pretty with the item that they have, is going to be able to dodge this relatively easily. This is what they needed here. Bluebird comes out, and yep, amazing dodge here. Going to opt to stay on the top path at this.
That's actually
exactly
smart. They get double box here, right there. So they have the defense needed. Castillo now in second with a boomerang. They don't need to play for first. They're probably just playing for second. They're basically qualified in. But watch that back. Watch how many people are in the spin spots right now, because the standings in the middle are crazy. Gizmo, a third would be huge for them if they hold on to this.
This is not over until they cross that finish line. Going into the last item set, it looks like Castillo may have had a little bit of a line fail, and just kidding, it looks like Ghost comes through. KingOfLies out of nowhere with a bullet. Vertex here as well. That's going to be 3, 4, 5 here. This could really shake things up.
A lot.
As we wait for them to finish here. LemonE in first, that's pretty good for them, and it's going to be hopefully revealed to us soon. Oh, P-Merks in 8th. That's not what he was looking for. Pepperjack as well. Looks like... Wow.
Wait.
Hold on.
LemonE is now
Run
in
that
6th.
back.
LemonE is in 6th place.
That
whoa.
Came out of nowhere.
Yeah. Yes. This is insane. There is one point between 6th and 7th. P-Merks is close behind in 4th. A good race
from Echo could even
Dynamo. They need some help, but it's possible.
It is very possible here. Meanwhile, KingOfLies, LinguineBruh, and Vertex pretty much sitting pretty. Bonkers and Castillo fighting each other between 1 point for 4th and 5th, mostly playing for seeding unless something very catastrophic happens. We're going to get into our final map soon, I believe.
Oh, there are
a lot of
interesting
tracks on the board here. We are headed to Riptide Dudes?
Yes.
Oh no.
And the Bone Dry Dudes in chat and in the audience, you can tell who they are in our audience right now, like in person, because they are very happy. There's so much. It's so much excitement here. The storyline now, LemonE, Gizmo, P-Merks. We're watching the red Yoshi and we're watching LemonE's light blue. Because here, maybe even Echo, who switched combos again?
Oh my gosh. Very dominant here from Echo, just trying to find their comfort zone. Meanwhile, LemonE in first place here, just kind of snaking through. Has to avoid a trail from Castillo, who comes out of nowhere. And that allows Pepperjack to get up into second. It really is anyone's match as we get into the next item set here. Cycling in vain to get something done. Has this shroom, but probably going to have to burn it soon. And it looks like Bonkers does come in with the triple nanas, connecting onto Pepperjack here. Excuse me, someone else that isn't Pepperjack. And we're going to see them hold on to this shroom here for the cut at the end of the track.
If LemonE holds on to this spot right now, they will move on into finals. Oh, Evanator trying to cause some damage with that horn. It's not going to connect though. But right now, and a huge trail from LemonE. I don't know who that connected onto, but right now it's watching. Watch for where the red Yoshis are, just to see what's going to happen. LemonE is trailing a bomb. That's going to do so much damage if that connects on anyone in the mid pack.
Yeah, does connect on the Bonkers as we transition over into Pepperjack, who is in first place now. However, KingOfLies has a horn, and it looks like LemonE is hot on their tail. Triple Nanos come out from Evanator and just kind of takes Pepperjack out of the question here as Dynamo comes in with a fire. Does get screened, and this is not what Pepperjack wanted to see here. A lot of shrooms in front of him, too, means they're going to take the cut here. He's going to have to try to avoid this trail as well, and yeah, it's going to be a little bit of unoptimal lines. Vertex as well coming into lap 3 with the triple greens. Something connects on to Dynamo, something connects on to Pepperjack as well. And now we see P-Merks all the way back. Oh, that's not what he needed.
Because right now the big question is LemonE, I think, is still in second place. That light blue Yoshi, yes.
They
are.
And
there is a blue shell coming potentially. Oh, wait. Now, if this thing gets thrown, now this gets really interesting. Where is this going to connect? It's going to LemonE is now in the absolute shambles. LinguineBruh is going to survive, but what's happening in the mid-pack right now? Where is the... There's a red Yoshi in the middle here. Who's going to be moving on in the finals? One last turn. Dynamo's still up here. P-Merks is close.
Oh!
Gizmo
with the second.
Gizmo moves on by 2.
If you're P-Merks, you gotta you gotta give yourself a round of applause. That was a gorgeous ending despite the result here. Our top 6 is pretty locked in, but that was definitely a fight to the death here. No one was safe until that last turn bomb.
That, I don't even know. Oh my gosh. Bro, that ending, like...
just takes your breath away. I mean...
LemonE, I thought LemonE was safe. LemonE was in second, and then the blue shell comes. We saw P-Merks have it.
Was not enough.
And then he gets not only hit out, but then blue shelled again, and that was...
just could not recover.
Gosh,
unfortunate for LemonE here. P-Merks also clawing his way into second place, but it just was not enough. Bonkers sitting pretty. We have a tie for third as well with Vertex and Castillo. Then LinguineBruh and KingOfLies staying exactly where they were pretty much the entire time. But this was a very valiant fight. A lot of people within a couple points of each other. Not something that you typically see in a semifinal setting, but that just shows how much excellent talent came out here today.